What do you do when you reach your island way behind everyone else and you just really want those fabulous booty shorts in record time? Well, you've got to take out that island like it's your Thursday night MGP grind session. Hello, I'm back, and welcome to the tale of how I maxed my island rank in under a week. I sailed into my island riding that Endwalker high, overjoyed that I'd finished the MSQ on my main, emotionally battered from the endless feels, and absolutely drained from the multiple 5 to 7 hour MSQ grind sessions. Endwalker MSQ drained my energy faster than Tataru exploiting my status for clout like Shepard lending their title to the highest bidder. I am the Warrior of Light, and this is my favorite island in the CL Dullies. Thus, I was ready to kick back, relax, and just enjoy the slow process of gradually tending my island and leveling it over the coming months. Okay, what the fuck? Suffice it to say, that did not happen. But how did I do it? My current theory is a combination of hyperfixation and insider information I gathered from listening to my friends who had reached the island much sooner than I did. Thus was I able to channel my ADHD powers for good, and possibly evil. Depends on how you use this poor excuse for a guide. Step 1. Hoard all calories. I knew in advance that upgrades cost money and money is limited. The only cents I spent were to make more sense. Thus I created a hoarder's paradise of calories fit for a tiny dragon to sit upon and cry over their poverty. Fortunately, it was enough. When the time came to unlock the next upgrade, or to have my next landmark constructed, I was never short on calories. My friends, do not believe the robot lies. Their claims are false. Can you pay them to harvest your stuff? Yes. Will they do it? I don't know. I've never paid them to do it. I harvest everything by hand and the sweat of my broken, exhausted brow, because I'll be damned if some cake-claiming machine tries to convince me they won't drain my coffers dry to plant and replant my cabbages for me on repeat. That, and I get to customize what I need a bit more. Step 2. Explore all the shit. Okay, here's where things get grindy. After all my projects were set and ready to go, all I had to do was wait. I could come back hours later when the projects were finished, check what I need next, and go from there. Easy, right? Wrong. I ran around every corner of that island from top to bottom. I scoured the beaches, frolicked through the grass, G-posed in the waterfalls, and attempted to Skyrim hop up the sides of sheer cliffs. Don't try that. It doesn't work. While doing that, I picked up every node I saw. This tree is shiny? Smack! That bush has sparkle? Let me get some. This beautiful coral just minding its business as part of a healthy ecosystem? Let's leave that there. We're not complete monsters. Or are we? While in the process of doing this, I discovered the most important piece of information yet. Nodes give you XP. Okay, it's a shit amount of XP, but experience is experience. And that's where step 4, become pack rat. Each thing on the island provides experience. Harvesting crops, tending animals, catching animals, harvesting nodes. Your biggest experience gain potential is the workshop, but every little bit counts, especially when starting out. This includes your quests to upgrade your island and the equipment you craft. Each little bit you gain goes a ways towards increasing that tasty EXP bar and making it full so that the big numbers get bigger and prettier. Step, become healer. At around 10,000 to 20,000 experience left to gain my next level, I would occasionally go into full harvest mode and just grind out nodes in those 10 EXP gains until I reached my next level. This is in part due to my love of YouTube podcast videos and my need to keep my fingies clicking and my terrible math that consistently forgets that the number after 1099 is not 2000 and is in fact actually 1100. Do I recommend this strat? No. Did I have fun with it? Well, kinda. For me, it was a welcome respite and a way to let my brain recharge and refresh after my bout of burnout. The simplicity of clicking, tiny little ping every time I clicked a shiny, it was serotonin for my brain, and I loved it. I have since implemented a policy that I don't do that anymore, something I promptly broke during the latest island patch, but we won't worry about that. But my point is, know what works for you. And do what's fun for you. If miscounting by 900 isn't your thing, take the more chill route. That's valid, and so are you. Step 7. Workshop. Your best friend in the leveling game is the workshop. and this means taking full advantage of the groove system. I am not that smart when it comes to the strategies of figuring out the supply, demand, and overstock situations. However, I maxed my island rank without worrying about that system. What I did focus on was my groove. It's simple. Choose items from the same category and drop them on your schedule one after another. Things get a little more complex when you look into the different categories, as some items can pop up in more than one. However, once you figure that out, it can actually make your scheduling a bit easier. The system I used was to put the shortest item first, and find items that I could pair together that would fully fill each day. So long as I had that efficiency bonus, I'd get extra calories and extra XP. There is also this lovely little button that allows you to see if you have all the materials you need. This is where grinding out mats comes into play. All that time spent harvesting random nodes and grinding out XP had filled my island inventory to the brim with materials. This meant that I rarely had to harvest items, and when I did, it was only a few instead of being hundreds. It was especially helpful when I had to craft tools, buildings, or other projects to further progress my island's progress. Having everything available to you before you need it makes things a lot smoother. This brings me to my next step: prioritize. Buildings, unlocking zones, landmarks, and basically all your quest progression projects will take time. Instead of doing those last, they were always my first thing when I got to my island each day. Getting those set up and running in the background always means that your projects are going to be done that much sooner, and will often enable you to finish things more efficiently. And while you're waiting, you can take that lovely G-pose shot of your character just enjoying their vacation in the untamed wild that is your island. Step: learn to count. Become zoologist. Capturing animals is a multi-benefit activity. Not only do you gain the XP for the capture, but you also get to harvest them for various materials, and you can complete your Pokédex. Initially, I started out by just catching various critters, but the ones I really set my sights on were the rares, or shinies, as I like to call them. Plenty of people I know studied the island and just lurked on their own, finding out what day, time, and weather the rares would spawn during, and then stalking them at those times. I admire them to this day. I, however, can't even keep track of 15 minutes, let alone the spawn times and weather conditions for each rare. Thus, I did what many other lazy, obsessive individuals do. I found a guide. Step 8. Utilize community knowledge. There are multiple places you can go to find information on how to catch and track animals. I, however, need the easiest ones possible. For my ADHD brain, I found a rare animal tracker to be invaluable. It took the guesswork and brain-aching confusion out of the process for me, and also enabled me to know exactly when and where I should be on my island. For folks who have other things going on in their lives, having something that takes the guesswork out of it can be really useful. Community knowledge is also useful for other things. My favorite guide has been the ones formed by Overseas Casuals. It's a guide created especially for the workshop that allows you to tailor your workshop orders directly to what would suit your level best. Each week they put out guides for every rank level of the island, so you can get the most calories out of everything you do. If you look into nothing else, I highly recommend this one for the island. Final step: have fun. At the end of the day, whether you're wanting to grind out your island like a speed demon, take your time leveling it without any extra work, or just enjoy the feeling of Harvest Rune Moon Factory 14, the island has something to offer you. Everyone plays this game to have fun, and you should play it how you want to. As long as we're enjoying ourselves and not hurting anyone else, that's all that matters. There's no right way to level your island, and each journey is a little bit different, and that's a good thing. Now get out there. Get to taming and enjoy your island sanctuary. Until next time, this is Rain and Dimma wishing you a very merry island cultivation quest. May your days be ever free from the lies of robots. Take care, and always remember, the cake is a lie. Unless it's in your pain.